Hey, what's up, guys? This is Justin from Justice League Swag, and today I'm doing a deck profile on my Trunks deck that I played yesterday in Dream Wizards for, the ARG Circuit Series Easter Extravaganza. So I made top 8, and then we just did a top 8 split. So in Swiss, 5 rounds, I went 4-1. I 2-0'd every opponent I played. I didn't have to side against any deck that I actually beat. The only deck I lost to was Mecha GT. I lost to that 1-2. The first round I got it, and then the second and third round he beat me because of the the secret rare SS4 Goku, because of the burn damage. Like, I had the negates, but I just didn't I couldn't stop the burn damage, so I should have sided in my Mafuba for that, but I didn't. But it didn't matter because we all got the same prize at the end, which was just like the top 8 mats and like 10 packs. So pretty good. Alright, so first up for my drop ones, I am playing 3 Senzu Bean. I primarily use it to get around apes, or like on my opponent's offensive turns, because stuff swings so high now. I'd Senzu Bean once and then combo with some of my other battle cards like Gohan. I just want to stop myself from dropping my plus 10k in draws like Boost Attack Piccolo early. But Senzu Bean helps you play around a lot of the stuff like Mecha Apes. I actually didn't drop a single game to Mecha Apes, and I didn't even have to side against it because Trunks with the leader, you naturally like overpower a deck like that. So in one turn you swing with like one of your battle cards, combo, Trunk skill goes off, so you basically combo for free, then you awaken, draw 2, and then do the same thing with another one of your battle cards. But Senzu Bean, I used it for the most of the time. I would always hold them for stuff like Kales or like the Ape stacks to survive like their onslaughts. Sometimes instead of playing a negate, if I knew that my opponent was going to, like if they're playing yellow, and there was a potential of catching a bad ring laser, I would instead not negate. I would Senzu Bean to stand up another blue energy, and then try to negate the rest of their attack. So if they do play a bad ring laser, you're just not up shit's creek. Next up for one drop, Saiyan Kaba. I am running at 4. Kaba's at 4 because it helps you life break and rush your opponent. One match I had against one guy, after I took round 1, round 2, he made me go first. So I had started off with 1 red energy, played a blue energy, played Kaba, swung with him, comboed unyielding Trunks, stood up my energy, then played another Kaba, swung, comboed unyielding Trunks, stood up my red energy. Then I played another Kaba, swung, didn't combo that time, used Kaba skill, and then I awoken Trunks, swung with Trunks, drew a card, comboed, gave my leader plus 10k power, and drew off of the Goku that I'm running. And then I played Time Patrol Trunks. So like all in that one turn, I dropped my opponent to 2 life. Like, so this is a deck that you definitely love going first, just because energy advantage works better for comboing than your opponent going first. So keep that in mind. Saiyan Kaba, pretty good. Lastly, for one drop, Sweet's Coercion. At 4. Still, it's like the best negate in the game to me. You negate an attack, stand in the energy that you want to. Pretty good. First up for the drop 2s, 4, Boost Attack Piccolo. Staple. A lot of people were running the Kai. My opponent, when I mirror matched before cut the top 8, was running the Kibito Kai, where you like bounce a card back. I don't really like those because you don't plus unless your opponent doesn't have anything in the combo area. So it's like when I'm going to push, because on average that day when I was playing, I was comboing my attack on my leader up to like 13k, and like 14k is like how high I got, just because you draw so much. It's like once you start comboing, your opponent just can't get over it. and then using the Kabuto Kai, like, they can out combo you on your turn, and then you don't actually like plus. So I don't like that. Next up for 2s, and lastly, Unyielding Trunk Staple 4. You combo so much in this, and you make a lot of your turns free when you combo with this, because you play your battle cards first, and then it's when you will combo with this. So usually on the 3 turn, if I tap out, playing what is the ability Unleash Ultimate Gohan, then I definitely combo this and stand up a blue energy, just so I don't like auto data next turn. And a lot of people play more cautiously if you don't tap out compared to when you are tapped out. Going into my 3 drops, I'm playing 3 no openings Gohan. 3 Gohan, Son Goku. 3 because 4 was too cloggy. It's a plus 10k to combo with, and your opponent can Jocko it back to hand. So this is more ideal for like if you're playing Kabas and you're like you run into a yellow deck and they Cold Bloodlust or they Crusher Ball Kaba, then you still have a out to Life Break yourself. So this put in a lot of work. Most games I only use 1. The rest of the games I will put them in energy or drop them if my opponent had any kind of discard abilities. But it's really good. So the comboing, it doesn't come to the field because your leader isn't yellow, but it really doesn't matter because it helps you Life Break, which also helps you rush. Because I had a game before where I like swung with Kaba, then comboed one of these no opening Son Goku, and then Life Broke myself in 1 turn. Awoken and comboed Unyielding Trunks. That was 3 drops. Next up for 3 drops, I'm running 4 Cyber Dragon. In this meta and how a lot of people play, they always attack your battle cards, so everything's always dead, so this is always like a free call, because your opponent will have battle cards, especially if you're playing any type of apes deck. So you just call this, for free, and then usually what I do after that is I'll call Time Patrol Trunks and a Gohan. And then it's like if your opponent wipes your board next turn, you don't have to really protect any of your battle cards. Just protect Gohan. If you have another Gohan and Cyber Dragon in your hand, just let your battle cards die. It's not worth minusing yourself, like playing it plus. Because ultimately what you're going to put yourself in is a situation where your opponent's going to keep attacking your battle cards and you'll keep minusing cards because you tried to protect them initially. So, Cyber Dragon is best card for this deck, because you tap no energy to play it. You just need your opponent to have a battle card. And then it also helped me in my match against Mecha GT. That's why I got the first round against them. But then 2 and 3, I couldn't do anything about it because the secret rare. And I was a baka and neglected the side of my Mafu Buzz. But, next up for 3s, Time Patrol Trunks, still, to me, the best overwhelm in the game. I know we have Scientist Fu, he's pretty good. Basically a new Princess Speed, Vegeta, pluses you too, but this adds so much consistency to your deck, because if you check your top 2, if it's a card among them that you don't want to use, you can put it on the bottom of the deck. Plus, this can be played while you're tapped out, so you can push for game while you're tapped. So, really good card in my opinion. Next up, 3s. Further Destruction Champa. You combo all the time. This is at 4, but I don't use it all the time. A lot of times I charge it, because you only want to play Champa when your opponent's at 2 life, or if your opponent's at 5. So in those transition phases between 5 to 4, it's better to put your opponent at 3, so it makes it a lot easier to kill with this deck, and this guy is your leader. So Champa is also a scare tactic. If your opponent sees it in the energy, they'll be more likely to try to negate all of your attacks, which is good for them to minus hard on their turns while you're just regularly attacking. And this is another card that helps out with that ability, Unleash Gohan. So your opponent, when you attack with it, your opponent will have to counter before you actually choose which ability you want to use. I almost always use his ability to draw. So he can, just because he could potentially have double strike, he baits out a lot of negates, which is good. Because you want to kill your opponent's hand, and then you constantly plus the way that this deck is built. Raging Gohan. I'm running that 4 as well. I combo him in. Like, I tried to make everything in this deck 1-drops. Like, everything's 1-drops or free for the most part. The only things that I hard cast at like their full cost is Ability, Unleash, Ultimate Gohan, and then the Jurens that I'm running. That's it. Like, everything else costs me 1 energy to get out, or it's free. So it's just free attackers galore. So in 1 turn, you'll almost always have 3 to 4 attackers. So this card is love to keep your Ability Unleash Gohans alive. That's what I usually combo them on, or on my leader. Otherwise, I don't save any of my other battle cards. Like, if Kaba is about to die, Kaba just dies, because you don't need Kaba to win. Lastly, for 3s, I'm running Ultimate Judgment Jocko at 2. The reason why I'm running it at 2 is because there's a lot of battle cards now when my opponent combos I don't want to bounce back to their hand, like those Shugashes. So, like, people aren't comboing as much as they used to unless you're playing in Trunks. Like, in the mirror match, this was clutch in the mirror, because I kept bouncing back his like his Champas or his Gotens that he were using to pop my cards, just so I didn't have to drop a lot while he was comboing, and it kind of kept me safe. But Jocko at 2, and then I sided 2, just in case if I played anybody that was comboing a lot or unnaturally, or kept trying to catch me while I was tapped out. Now we're doing my 4-drops. I ran 2 Jurn. You're only going to play it late game, and you're primarily only going to play it if you're playing against Mecha GT or Mecha Apes, just to wipe out their blockers with barrier. You don't really need to attack anything else on their field. You just want to kill everything that's a blocker. If it's a blocker, kill it. That's what I use Jurn for. So one game I played against somebody that was running Yajirobe's. I just kept charging Jurn because it's pointless. I should have actually sided them out, though, after I saw the Yajirobe's, but I wasn't sure if he was going to side them out once he saw that I was playing Trunks, so I just kept them in. But just 2 of, because it's safe. I'll charge it, and I can play both late game if I absolutely need them. But usually I only play Jurn like once a game. Then lastly, this is probably the card that carried me. Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Goku. I was running at 4. This is probably one of the best combo cards that has come out for Trunks. Every time I mulliganed, I always mulliganed for these, because on my first turn, I could swing, combo this, and I +1. So every turn I would swing with my leader, I'd +1 because of this card's ability. So I actually ended up +2. Plus, the ability of this card goes off during your opponent's turn. So you can combo this to protect your leader, and also draw a card, so you're not minusing while you're on your defensive step, which was really good, because that like clutched so many games for me. Like, my average hand size while playing this deck was like 12 to 14 cards, just because I plus so much. Every time you swing, you don't want to combo a Champa unless your opponent's at 5, so I just combo this guy. Tap, draw. Combo another one the next turn. Tap, draw. Combo another one the next turn if they haven't awakened. Tap, draw. And then, what is it called? And then you time patrol Trunks. Top 2, put 1 in hand, put 1 on the bottom, on the top. So it's like this card alone makes Trunks really ridiculous, because you hit a lot of cards really hard. Like, whenever I would attack with my leader, auto draw, my opponents would block while playing Mecha Apes. Then I'd combo this because it's safe. I draw for Trunks' ability, I draw for Goku's ability, and now they got to decide if they want to minus a 10k in hand to protect their ape that just blocked, or if they're just going to let it die. But a lot of times it's like, while playing against apes, their hand dwindled really fast just because of this card, while I kept plussing. Like, the biggest issue I had with this deck was almost decking out. The only scary thing that I played against with, like, while playing Trunks, the leader was, like, Mecha GT. That was, like, really scary. Like, in that matchup, I actually didn't mulligan for these. I mulligan for my regular plus 10k in draws, my the Cyber Dragon blockers, well, Legix is his real name, and my negates. And then once I sided in my my free negates. The drop to mice. So this is my sideboard. Was for just for Mecha GT. It was like really clutch because they could battering laser you, but they don't have a lot of ways to deal with blockers while they're rushing. So it makes it safe. Then the 2 Jockos that I talked about. Then just for yellow matchups, the Haru. Just because she's free, so they kind of got to bloodlust it when I play it, and it is critical. So I can, if I have a ton of them, it gets around a lot of the ape stuff. The 2 Mafuba, like I was talking about, but I'm probably going to bump Mafuba up to 3 or 4 in the sideboard just to deal with Mecha GT easier. And then lastly was Absolute Attack Mirror. I thought this was going to be helpful with dealing with blockers, but I really didn't have any problems because I was dropping so many attacks a turn, and then I was also comboing because of my leader's ability, so I didn't really have to worry about blockers the turn after. So the hand advantage wasn't really an issue because I was always plussing when I swung. But that's my Trunks deck profile. Please like and subscribe, and we're probably going to have more deck profiles coming up soon.